All right, who's here on Reggie Rice?
And I'm appearing for Stephen Gilmore from the School Defender's Office.
All right, where's Mr. Rice?
He's in custody.
Hello, Mr. Rice. How are you doing? All right, so today is the day for discovery. State, do you know if the discovery has been turned over?
I do not. I heard the defense counsel.
Okay.
I believe it has, Your Honor. There are some videos that are currently being uploaded by Mr. Ariola, but it is my understanding that the discovery has been uploaded.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this for discovery and also for the state to be prepared to tender an offer.
Yes, Your Honor.
And let's see. Norma, on this case, can we bring it back on December 19th for discovery? It's going to be for discovery and for the state to tender an offer to you, okay? And this, I'm putting it this time at that date, so that'll give your attorney a chance to look at everything and go over everything with you. As you know, holidays are coming up, so that's probably the last date I can get you in, okay? All right, you have any questions? All right, we'll bring you back on December 19th. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's here? Moriah Lopez? Hello. Hi, I think this is the first time where I didn't have to sign an order for you to come over to court by force.
I don't think it is, Judge.
Oh, you think there are other times? Okay.
I'm certain that there was at least one other time.
Okay. How are you doing today? Good, how are you? Oh, I'm doing okay. All right, so we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2024 CR 6703A State versus Moriah. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Lopez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Orlando Castañon for defense.
And are you Miss Lopez? Does somebody need off the record? Do we need a mask for, I think we need a mask for somebody over in the box. Nobody's trying to get sick before the holidays.
It's happening.
Who is that over there with the cough? All right, let's give that to Mr. Baker. Do we need to double up on that? Those are pretty thin and flimsy. All right, we're back on the record. Court reporter, I'm trying to protect you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Deputy Laura, do you want to
For what
like
it's worth.
step over?
He's always been that way, Judge, so I don't know that he's any sicker than he ever was every
Hey,
time I ever
doctor.
talked to him.
Dr. Patrick Montgomery.
I'm trying to alleviate some worry here.
People think that JD means that we're medical doctors. No. Yeah. All right, we're back on the record. You say that you reviewed the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with burglary of a habitation? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a US citizen?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There are no applications. This will run concurrent with 2022 CR 8673. Take in consideration 2024 CR 5803. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
All right, how do you know these people? Do you know them at all? You can't do this, you understand? And what is happening with this other case that it's supposed to be running concurrently with?
You've already sentenced her to that case. It was a revocation. It was,
Okay.
I believe back in May. I was not the attorney at that time.
All right. Court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2022 CR 8673. Take in consideration 2024 CR 5803. There's to be no contact or 3434 Oakdale. And that's San Antonio, Texas 78229. All right, we can go off the record. So anytime you're doing custody is a lot of time. So make sure you change your ways. If there's some issue with housing or something else, if I'm still here when you're released, you can come back here. If you can't find a place to stay, I'll pick up the phone and call somebody, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
You know, Judge, there was somebody in my parking lot the other day,
Mhm.
and I saw her with a young child. And I went to go try and give her some help. I said, "Are you okay?" She looked at me. She was like, "No." I was talking to her, and you were the first person I actually thought of her calling. So I was like, who can I call to reach out to see? But then she left and she disappeared on me.
Oh, my God.
And the child wasn't hers. And she said she had her for 2 days. It was very strange, but yeah.
Somebody call me. Are you gonna call the police?
Well, it's like, I was trying to get her to call the police. She didn't want to call the police and she needed to charge her phone. And then I actually went to go try and find her. I met a police officer. I said, "Hey, there's this woman," but I did think of you
All right.
in that situation.
All right, who's here on Joe Villarreal?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2019 CR 6683 State versus Joe Villarreal. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
defense?
The attorney record is Monica Guerrero. I work for Monica Joseph Dateson. We're ready to proceed on Mr. Villarreal's MTR.
All right, and are you Mr. Joe Villarreal?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Mr. Stateson, do you have any questions to ask him in regards to your representation?
And Mr. Villarreal, are you okay with me proceeding forward in place of Ms. Guerrero today? Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Are you the same Joe Villarreal who was placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 6683 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on August 1st, 2019 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 5 years in the prison and up to a $1,500 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2? Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. And defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we had an agreement for grant the motion, revoke. We ask that you reform the judgment to reflect 3 years TDC instead of the 5 years. I understand previously he pled to 5 years. He agreed to that back in 2019. Mr. Villarreal is accepting responsibility on the new offense. He was homeless. He did not himself cause a disturbance on this new offense. It's a homeless encampment. Other people were damaging property.
Mhm.
He was, they identified him. He had a warrant for this MTR, but he cooperated, had a substance in his pocket, and the state is going to dismiss that case. He did SAT-F previously before he did treatment. He was going to church. Unfortunately, he had a relapse. He's really asking for his back time credit, the time that he had at SAT-F, which is 119 days. And he completed, I believe he completed because on the court summary, it says residential facility SAT-F, start date October 26, 2022 through February 22nd, 2023. And it says number of days completed, 119 days.
All right.
So
And
he's
state,
asking
you
for
may be
that.
excused.
So he's asking for the 119 days, and currently I've already checked with the court. He has 207 days credit in the Bexar County Jail. He's asking for 3 years mercy on the court. If you could reform the judgment, to reflect 3. If not, we're hoping that you would follow the DA's recommendation of 4. May I ask my client a question?
Sure.
Mr. Villarreal, on the inpatient SAT-F, did you ever obtain a certificate of completion?
I did.
I'm sorry, you need to speak up.
I did.
You finished SAT-F
Yes, I did.
inpatient, completed it successfully.
Yes, sir.
If you want to ask him any questions, you can, Your Honor.
All right, so where did things go wrong? Because I know I tell people if there's some issues, all they have to do is contact their officer. Why didn't you contact somebody when you had a relapse?
I had an issue with my PO that I had at the time. I was trying to communicate with her, but to me, I felt that she wasn't trying to
Here's the thing, that doesn't hold water with me. You know why? Because I tell everybody, speak to your probation officer, and if you feel as though they're not addressing your issues, you can always come back to court.
You know, I don't know how to like really explain myself to that extent, but I know you said that, and I know, I mean, I'm like a shy person, and, I could have done that, but just wasn't sure, too much sure. But like I said, it's not too much of an issue, but it's just, I guess,
All right.
connection that we were having, you know, between me and my probation.
All right, so here's the thing. If you don't get your life together, one or two things are gonna happen. Either you're gonna end up continuing to be sent to prison, or either somebody's gonna be identifying your body because you got a hold of bad batch of drugs, all right?
Yes.
So you're gonna have to change, and nobody can help you if you don't want it for yourself, okay?
Most definitely.
All right, the court is finding two true. The court will grant the motion revoke. Take in consideration 2024 PF 20151. Court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, and credit for any successful completion of inpatient treatment. And I'll order the therapeutic community. In order to be in that program, you'll have to request it as well. I have no jurisdiction to force them to place you in that program, but it's to help you maintain your sobriety. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Copies.
All right, are we ready on Baker?
Sure.
She gave you your setup.
Yep, the bondsman is on the Zoom.
Baker.
I wasn't telling you what you got.
Hello.
Hi. Yes. Oh, no, just give me 2 seconds. Let me put these notes in and then I will,
It's never a dull moment in here. I like,
you just never know what's happening.
I was like sitting, I always learn something, sitting and watching.
Yeah, we have to put everything in Odyssey now. All right, so I did speak with the sheriff to see if I could
Yeah,
get that done.
yeah,
And he said,
it's a no, right?
well, he said the security issues, we've done it in this court before,
Mhm.
but he said the security issues are so great.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to try calling over there to say please, then
Uh-huh.
maybe, but
Please has never gotten me far at the jail.
no, I mean, it's possible.
It's true. Well, I did, while I was sitting there, I did file a motion just ordering basically the information on here. And so I don't know if you're okay if I follow with normal once it's accepted, maybe you would sign it.
Yes,
Just so
sure.
that I can have that for them. The family's plan is to bond her out
Okay,
for it. But I think well, I won't voice the concerns.
yeah, I
but
know, yeah.
That's why they wanted her to have to come to court
Yeah.
the following.
If I
day.
were you,
I love yes.
all right, and I just received the application from Jones.
Your Honor, I've called him 12 times today.
Okay, Jonathan Alfaro.
A San Antonio man called the police on himself after he shot and killed 2 homeless men before leaving the scene, according to an arrest affidavit. Police executed an arrest warrant for Jonathan Lee Alfaro. He's charged with capital murder, multiple persons. His charge stems from an incident on July 8, 2022. Alfaro reportedly called police, stating there were 2 bodies behind a fence by an old Chevron gas station, an affidavit states. When an officer arrived, he said he found the victims, a 59-year-old man and a 58-year-old man, on the ground with fatal gunshot wounds. Police said the men, both homeless, appeared to have been shot while they slept, and there were no signs of a struggle or altercation. Investigators were able to identify Alfaro as a person of interest based on text messages he sent to a relative, threatening to kill them, according to SAPD. He also included a photo of the 2 deceased men and the old gas station. In the text messages, Alfaro said he killed 2 bums behind a fence and threatened to kill more if they did not respond, according to police. Authorities collected 2 spent 9mm shell casings near the victims and 2 cell phones that were found across the street. They also got video evidence from several area businesses. Alfaro was also linked to 2 other homicide investigations that happened earlier in July 2022. The first was a business that was struck by gunfire between July 1st and July 5th. Then on July 6, 2022, 2 other homeless men were found shot and killed, less than 300 yards away from where the July 8th homicide happened. Further evidence was collected and police also determined that Alfaro was the caller who reported the homicide on July 8th. When talking with police, he said both of the victims had been shot in the head. Police said that was information that was never released, and something only a suspect would know, an affidavit states.
So how's it going?
Hello.
Oh. We're just waiting on the sanity evaluation.
Correct.
All right, what is the status on that? Do we know?
I don't know, Judge, but I'll find out.
Okay, let me send an email. All right, I just sent them requesting an update on the sanity eval. But what we'll do is we'll recall this back in December to see if we have an update on the
That's
sanity.
fine, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a date for sanity. Update eval. All right, we'll come back on December 19th to see where we are on the sanity evaluation. And I just sent an email in council. Once I have a response, I'll forward the email to you in the
Thank you.
state.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is gonna be the longest plea ever. He still hasn't signed in. So I just want you to know I'm keep.
He says that he's on there, Judge. He says wait for hostess.
No, he's not in. Let me see, let me make sure that they have the right, maybe he's on a different Zoom link. All right, I'll send it again. I just sent it.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
I mean it, thank you.
Oh, no problem. Yes.
So you sent the email to him?
Now I sent it to Norma to send to him.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And then, Vashawn, I'll send it to you as well. He still hasn't zoomed in, yeah.
Okay, I'll stay waiting.
Ah, here he is, Eric.
Excellent.
All right, yeah, you can go back to the, well, I'll move you to number 2. And Eric, I'll move you to number 2. Eric, click on it to go to breakout room number 2. All right, who's here on Eduardo Reyes?
I ain't been able to get that yet.
Oh, you can get a new attorney.
Please,
Yes, most definitely. You need to hire one.
yes, I don't need him representing.
No, you need to hire an attorney.
I know. I
All
don't
right,
need him.
so until you hire an attorney, this is your
It's been
attorney.
very rude and I'm not gonna accept it.
All right, here's the thing. Yeah.
I'm just trying to work my case, man.
No,
I
here's,
went to SASH and I did my work.
okay,
I was there for 7 months doing my work to the best of my ability. I passed every test. I passed my evaluation and there's still no improvement or nothing or
Oh, well,
anything.
let me explain something to you. I want you to listen to me, okay? So whenever you go to SASH
There's been a lot of
and you
mistakes.
pass, I know, here's the thing.
My
Listen, all
rights
right?
have been violated.
Will you listen? Are you gonna listen? Because if you're not gonna listen, I'm gonna have to send you back. All right. So when you go to SASH and they restore your competency, it takes a while. There actually has to be a hearing in front of Judge Carruthers to say that your competency has been restored. And then your attorney can work on your case. That's how it works.
I've been doing that.
So here's my
studied that.
question. Have you
Studied all that.
studied?
Yes,
All right. And did you learn everything?
most of it, yes.
All right. Is there anything that you didn't learn?
I know that it's bothering me that I've been asking for a new attorney and that's what I need.
Mhm. All right, so this is your attorney. So
Not my
here's
attorney.
my question. Have you had a chance to review the evidence that the state has, that they say they have against you? Have you had a chance to see that?
There needs to be a lot of volunteer work. There needs to be a lot of that going on. Because there ain't nothing really It's just been the same since I left. That's what it seems like. And I've learned. Best believe I learned, and I'm trying to do right. I learned from that program.
Yeah.
The ups and downs, all that,
Mhm.
and I'm just asking for another chance, that's all.
Okay. No,
And I work for that. And that's all I'm asking. I want some probation at least.
all right. So let me, I want to tell you something about that. I understand that you're saying you did the work. And I appreciate you're doing the work because it takes a
I
lot.
got all my homework here.
Oh, no, no, no.
My folder with my legal mail, I couldn't get that. I couldn't even bring that to show you that.
Oh, no, no, no. Here's the thing. You don't have to bring that to show me because I believe you. I believe you when you say you did the work. I believe you when you say that they said that you've been restored. Okay, so you don't have to show it to me because I believe that. So then the next step is this. Your counsel, have you had all of the discovery from the state?
I have the discovery judge, but he was just transferred from the hospital and the restoration hearing was about a week and a half.
Okay,
And so I have not had a chance to show him on Zoom what we have.
all right, so
The pandemic,
let me, wait a minute, let me stop.
COVID, all that is took place.
All right, here's the thing. I want you to listen to me. All right. The state is here. Your attorney is here. Do you want to see today the information the state has? Or do you want
I'm
to
not
set it for
gonna
another?
sign 10 years.
I'm not, here's the thing.
No
Then,
10 years
no,
time, TDC.
No, this is
I'm
what
not
you,
gonna
no,
sign that.
this is what, so I know what's going on now. What's going on now is he does not like the offer that has been extended to him. So what we'll do is we'll set this for jury trial and a plea deadline date. Ms. Ferguson, state, how long do you expect this trial to last? All right, could I have a jury trial date for him and plea deadline date? It'll be the same. And Deputy Laura, when he's brought back, he'll need to be brought dressed for trial. All right, so we're going to bring you over December 9th for jury trial. All right, thank you.
New attorney, with the new attorney,
This will be your attorney unless you hire one.
I don't need him. I don't want him as my attorney.
All right, thank you very much for informing me of that. All right,
Maybe excuse.
yes.
Thank you.
Oh, could you make sure that you do an acknowledgement of discovery?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, John Valenciano,
Already judged that.
and then after that, it will be your client.
Is he have permission to come out? Judge?
Yes. And we'll see you on the 19th.
Yeah, on Monday.
Yes. All right,
Either Monday or Tuesday.
it's Monday.
I have Monday.
Yeah,
I
it's
think the 19th is Tuesday.
oh, the 18th. You're right. Thank you.
I don't want to get here a day early or a day late.
Yeah. And then we'll, I think we're gonna do at 12:30.
What I'll do is I'm gonna come to court and then bring it in after court.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 007380 State versus John Valenciano. Could I have the parties announced for the record? State. Defense.
Nick Aguilar on behalf of the Honorable John Vinciano.
And are you Mr. Valenciano?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Valenciano, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney?
I did, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with driving while intoxicated, third or more. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
I understand, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses? The state will call in the right to remain silent.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
I am, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
All right. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There isn't a fine. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon.
We had one prosecutor that did the deal and the second prosecutor. that-
Do y'all need a whiteout?
Judge, you know what? This is sort of a mistake. I think I need to redo this real quick.
All right, you want to do whiteout or?
Actually, it looks like I might want to redo the whole thing.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, just step back. And all right, so what I'll do is I'll take up Mr. Eric He's here.
All right.
All right, Mr. Jones, I need you to unmute and I need you to start your video. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 007042 State versus Eric Jones. Can I have parties announced for the record? State,
Tony Ariola for the state.
defense,
John St. Heinrich for Mr. Eric Jones.
and are you Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, you received all discovery.
I have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Jones, did you review the document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Any objection to the defendant appearing by Zoom? State,
No, Your Honor.
defense?
None, Judge.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Jones, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Judge.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Judge.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Judge.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $1,000 fine and the state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Defense is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be 100 hours community service restitution in the DOEP course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Judge.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor. We are, Judge.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, state. I'm reading the police report. There was an unauthorized use of a vehicle. So I'm wondering what is going on with that case? Is there a pending case? All right, while he's looking into that, Mr. Jones, where are you currently? What county?
Clay County.
I'm sorry, where?
Clay County, Missouri.
Okay. And is that where you're living?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any children?
I do.
What are their ages?
I've got a boy and a girl with my first wife. She's 18, getting ready to be 18. He's going to be 16. And my 2 boys with my last one. My one, he's getting ready to be 12. And Kyler is going to be 7.
All right. And do you have contact with them? Do they stay with you?
And I try to go see them and stuff. They live in North Carolina.
All right. Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I am head of maintenance at the Microtel Inn and Suites.
Okay. All right. Do we have any information?
Not yet, Your Honor.
All right, the court will sentence you to $1,000 fine. That will be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication. Proof of employment within 40 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 90 sober meetings in 90 days.
Yeah.
Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's complete, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. And the DOEP course or its equivalency. And transfer to Clay County, Missouri. All right, what's going to happen now is I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation will meet you there and go over conditions. And the state and your attorney will see if there are any other outstanding cases. And if there are, I'm sure they'll take care of them. So I'm sending you to breakout room number 1. If you'll go there, and counsel, if you want to zoom in and be in the breakout room, you're more than welcome to do so as well.
Appreciate it, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. All right, Mick, you ready?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're back on the record in 2024 CR 007380. So did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine. State recommends community supervision, ignition interlock for half the term, and 2-year driver's license suspension. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, and 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition of probation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
I did, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Court will accept it to evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
If you would consider, Judge, we'll agree to any post-sentencing changes or necessary requirements.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Judge, I met John back in January of this year. He did struggle a little bit with alcohol. There were at least 2 violations. I don't recall exactly what the breath scores were. He's been in San Antonio for the last year. He's been in jail now for over a month. He would like you to strongly consider following the recommendation of the supervision for 5 years. He understands that he does not drive without ignition interlock, although he does not have a driver's license at the moment. I understand he's the caregiver for how many?
4.
4 kids.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, and what are their ages?
It's 13.
Okay.
And 6. It's 7, and then the 9-year-old.
Okay,
I'll put him on the spot there, Judge.
that's okay. You
You
did
put-
very well.
It takes a second to figure out the
Yes.
ages.
No, you did very well. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. There's a $1,000 fine, that'll be probated. Ignition interlock for half the term, 2-year driver's license suspension. We'll do a TAP evaluation in custody, follow the TAP recommendations. 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition of probation. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. We'll do a referral to felony drug court in custody. Felony drug court will probably be able to see you first thing next week. DWI education, victim impact panel live, and 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No employment.
I'm sorry, thank you. Proof of employment within 40 days of release, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And I'm sorry, there's 150 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once you complete the parenting classes, it will be deemed satisfied. You're welcome. All right, we can go off the record. You are one of those people who cannot drink at all. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything can happen when you drink and drive. You can end up killing someone. You can end up killing the children that you care for. Usually what I've discovered is when people are involved in accidents, and I'm sure your attorney will tell you this, the people who always end up getting hurt is not the person who's driving intoxicated. It's usually someone else. So if there's anything you need, you feel as though probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. If there's anything you need to maintain your sobriety, that's the key thing, right? You can come to court. Don't feel ashamed to ask for help to maintain your sobriety, because that's the key. You got to know what you need to do. You understand?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge. Can I take my wife's best band ever cup with me?
Yeah.
She said you were holding it for her. Judge, we'll see you Monday.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one. I'm telling you, Big Trouble in Little China deserved an Oscar.
That is a cult classic.
It is.
I love that movie.
You know what? I don't drive any faster than I can see.
I was in my car, the Pork Chop Express.
And you know what? When that man taps you on the shoulder and says, "Have you paid your dues?"
Yeah.
You tell them, "Yes, sir, checks in the mail."
Jackson.
I love Big Trouble in Little China. All right, Jonathan Morales.
Great.
Court is calling 2024 CR 5806, State of Texas versus Jonathan Morales. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Tony Arriola to the state.
David McLean for the defense.
And are you Mr. Morales? Counsel, you received all of the discovery?
I have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Mr. Morales, did you review the application of community supervision with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
I did.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
The state proceeding only on count 2, we waive count 1.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right. According to count 2, you're charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution to Joshua Ochoa and Ahani, Ahjane Esther, in the amount of $500. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
That is our understanding, Judge.
All right, so then according to the plea bargaining agreement, restitution is to be determined as it relates to Easter. And then the restitution for Joshua Ochoa is $500. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, Your
State?
Yes, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with the complainants. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged in count 2, how do you plea? Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client takes full responsibility for what happened. He is willing to abide by all the terms that were proposed by the state regarding this probation. We would ask the court to follow our plea bargain.
All right. All right, so state, I'm inclined to go ahead and let Joshua Ochoa obtain his $500. But honestly, I don't know who would think that a vehicle that has a value of $10,000, they can pay $500 for it. So I'm sort of feeling some sort of way about giving him $500 when, it's like, oh, somebody's offering me a Lamborghini and all I have to do is give them $2,000. Shouldn't I know that there's something going on? But then, of course, I don't want him to benefit either.
I see the issues there, Judge. That might not be dealing with the brightest individual that would be buying a car for that.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right. Do you have any children?
I do.
What are their ages?
10, 9, 7, 4, and 1.
All right. And do you have a mom? Of course, is she currently alive? That's what I mean by that.
Yes, ma'am.
Does she have a vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
How would you like if somebody stole her vehicle and then sold it for $500 to somebody?
Wouldn't like it at all.
And how would you like it if somebody was then riding around in her vehicle? There's nothing worse than people riding around in your vehicles.
And I totally understand that I did make a mistake.
No, you didn't make a mistake. You made a choice to steal.
I understand that.
When's the last time you had employment?
I believe it was. I can't say for sure, but it was sometime this year. I was employed at Jack in the Box.
And is Child Protective Services involved in your life at all? Do you see your children?
I do.
Gang affiliation?
No,
You just love San Antonio?
I was a young kid when I got all these tattoos.
Come on now, what does it mean? Are you just really that enamored with San Antonio and you have to remember where you're from?
That's why just because I'm from San Antonio. There's no gang affiliations. I mean, I've been on gang probation. They've never found anything like that. There's no ties to any of that.
And if you're released, who would you be staying with?
Brother.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 3 years, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, restitution, if any, and no contact with Ajane Easter, and restitution of $500 to Joshua Ochoa, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, the CATS theft course, 150 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service restitution will be deemed satisfied. Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. Gang evaluation. I'm sorry, regular random UAs. Anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, good luck to you. Don't steal.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And then we have your other client.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 2071 and 2024 CR 007676, State versus Hank Maldonado. Can I have parties announced for the record? State. Defense.
David McLean for the defense.
And are you Mr. Maldonado? You're gonna need to speak up.
Yes, Judge.
All right, in each cause number you charge, just 1 moment. With the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle, that's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? You're gonna need to keep your voice up.
Yes, I did.
And counsel in each cause number, is he also applying for deferred adjudication?
He is, Your Honor.
And each cause number, did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, Judge.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the state jail facility.
12 months.
I'm sorry, 12 years. See, I was just trying to see if you were paying attention. 12 months.
Later.
12 months in the state jail facility There's $1,000 fine and the cause number ending in 2071. The state is opposed to your applications. The cases are to run concurrently. The state will take in consideration 2024 CR 1034, and there's to be restitution to Felix Francisco Centino Rivas, Richard Anthony Johnston. Did you understand that to be the plea in each cause number?
Yes, I did.
All right, is that the plea, defense?
That is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
For the case that we're asking to be taken into consideration, it should end in 1039.
All right, so the state being taken in consideration, I have 2024 CR 1039, and I also have 2024 CR 1034. Is that incorrect?
I think 134 is incorrect.
It
There should be 139 in both of them,
Yes.
Judge.
All right, any objection to the state, I'm sorry, to the court making that correction?
No objection, Judge.
No, Judge.
All right, so in each cause number, the case being taken in consideration is 2024 CR 1039. Is that correct?
That is correct, Judge.
All right. And in cause number 2024 CR 007676, how do you plead to count one?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, in each cause number, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. We can go off the record. So if you want, I can have a PSI report done. But then he's probably going to come back in the new year because it's going to be 8 weeks. Or if you all would like, I can have it come back sooner and I'll require a NCIC, TCIC from the state, and then you can present whatever witnesses you would like to have presented.
Okay. We can go on the record real briefly.
Yes, we'll go on the record.
Your Honor, my client has asked me to address, I believe he's remanded without bond right now on these cases. My client has asked me to try to inquire from the court whether or not the court would be willing to set a bond on these cases so that his intent is to try to convince this court that he is worthy of being on probation. He feels that he could do that while being on bond and doing his PSI and, you know, his staff evaluation. He would like to be able to show the court that he can do that successfully.
All right, well, what I'll do is I'll set it for PSI and then you can get with the coordinator and we can set it for a hearing to have a hearing on bond issues.
Okay, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a PSI date. All right, January 9th.
And Judge, on that, can we go off the record real quick?
Yes,
Court knows I got surgery coming up on December 5th.
yes.
I'm hoping to be back in action by first part of January.
Okay.
If for whatever reason I'm not, could I do this by Zoom?
Yes,
Awesome. Awesome.
okay. All right, so we'll do PSI and TAP evaluation, probation on that case. And then what we'll do, and you all can do a referral. Do you have any drug issues?
No.
All right, so just PSI and TAP. And we'll come back on January 9th and then counsel, you can speak with Ms. Ferguson to get a hearing for any motions to be heard.
I'll get that followed right away.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All the day. Okay.
All right, do we have 40 more people? Bye. We'll be back on.